Top of the hour, Blake Ruffino down there in Louisiana. We'll go down there and get some Cajun action going. I love it. Love it.
Check out your boy.
My name's Blake.
Hit notifications for AYS. Hit notifications for AYS. Refresh, refresh, refresh.
What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack.
That blacked out Tahoe, hell yeah, let's roll with it, cuz.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
I'm in love with a stripper. She bobbing, she rolling, she bowling, she riding that pole, and I'm in love with a stripper. Me, I'm a bearded, ugly-looking dude, and she's a fine mama.
You gotta always protect the McNuggets.
Yup in my white tee. Yup in my white tee. All in the club. Some Patron in my white tee. You know, she don't want to pop lock and drop it. She never wants to do that. Money in the bank, shorty, what you drank.
I haven't had anything yet. So how can I have some more of nothing? You're killing me, Smalls.
What's up, Country? Hey, what's up, Country? He's coming on down to Austin. We got him some custom boots. We got him a custom a burnt orange jacket, a can of chewing tobacco, and he gonna come down on here to Austin. Ricola. You know, DJ, go DJ. If that's my DJ, go DJ.
Like the guy said, you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder.
Down there and got a mocha loca, ya. All of a sudden, I just heard my wife yell to my son, "Get out of the trash." Well, that's not good. It's Rudy Poo, y'all.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Oh my God, let's go! Yippee! And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. We hope that you are making it a good one. We know that we are as well. We got a good show in store for you tonight. I'm a little energetic. We got no ball cap on tonight. We're rocking the flow. We're rocking the do. You know, the hard part and the swoop over, because your boy might be going a little bald. Who knows? But it is go time. It is go time. We have a good show in store. I like all the comments. Dylan Landry says, let's go. Nick Guidry says, yo, yo, yo. Ryan says, bam. Craig, who is a part or did the intro for AYS, that's so fire. Man, when that Bill King opening intro opens up, that gives me goosebumps, man. Gives me goosebumps. Our good friend, Mr. Craig Schilling, always a good friend of the show. Guys, if you're just tuning in, do us a favor and hitting the like and share. I'm a little off tonight. It's been a long week, so it's going to be a chill show. You got a comment, you want to talk about something, we're going to go through the comments. We're going to talk some LSU football, some LSU baseball. The Saints need to move on. So anything and everything you have going on or want to talk about tonight, doesn't matter what's going on. This is the People's Show. This is the LSU People's Show. Put it in the comments. We will talk about it, and we will roll with it. Nick Guidry, or Stephen Miller says, let's get it. What's up, Miller? Nick Guidry says, Cajun action. Yeah, I saw a great comment by Ryan earlier. He says, all ex-O linemen are handsome. You're damn right we are, Ryan. You're damn right we are. We don't get the praise that we deserve. Never get the praise that we deserve. Now, I mean, I don't think I'm good looking, but thank God my wife does. Don't tell her I said that. Stanley Polky, our good friend. What's up, Stan? Hey, I don't know if it's congratulations, but I guess it is. Congratulations to your parents for making it 42 years, man. 42-year anniversary. That's huge. That's awesome, man. Love your parents. Barrett Granger says, what's up, Tiger fans? So, yeah, we do got a good show in store for you tonight. Anything and everything you want to talk about, put it in the comments. We are going to talk about it. This is the People's Show. We'll talk some baseball. But before we get started with everything, we'd like to thank our partners over at Believe Podcast. They do a lot for us. We greatly appreciate them as always. And everything that you hear audio-wise is sponsored by our good friends over at eBay. Yes, that's right, eBay. So you want something to buy, I guarantee you that eBay is going to have it on the site. Go to ebay.com and to get all that. And don't forget to rate and subscribe there. And our good friends, and a lot of people have always messaged me about our friends over here at GM Varnado & Sons. GM Varnado & Sons has faithfully been serving your Denham Springs and Baton Rouge area for over 62 years. With their highly trained technicians, there's absolutely nothing that they can't do. RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire sales, tire rotations, tire repairs. No job is too big or too small over at GM. Give them a call today at 225-664-9992. That's 225-664-9992. And tell them Blake Ruffino over at AYS sent you on by. And for the number one real estate firm in the North Shore, go to team.kw.com. That's team.kw.com. See one of their great real estate agents today by giving them a call at 985-467-7355. That's 985-467-7355. And tell them your good friend, Mr. Blake Ruffino at AYS, sent you on by. Okay, guys, I did mention this earlier. I'm kind of a little out of it today, a little out of it, so bear with me. So hit us with the hashtag Ask Blake. We'll put this in there. So I will see all the comments and we'll be able to get to it. It's a lot easier for me if we do the hashtag Ask Blake. So there it is right there. Let's see. Nick Guidry says, "You're killing me, Smalls, the best movie line of all time." Yeah, I like that. So does Ben, my son. Did y'all hear that? Yeah. I really, you know what I want to do one day? I want to show people what a I don't want to say a pre-show looks like, but I would love to video what a pre-show looks like before we're getting started and everything that goes on. Little dude sitting right here and said, looking at him and saying hi, loves to see himself on the camera like his daddy does. So, Mark on YouTube, don't forget everybody, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go to Are You Serious Sports. We're going to be doing that giveaway. So don't forget about that. And our Saturday morning show. I like the mornings. I wish I could do a morning show. Maybe one day we will do a morning show. That'd be amazing. But Mark says, Mike Detillier says Brennan will be the starter. I like Mike Detillier. He's been on the show. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of the show. Mike is very calculated when he says things, and Mike gets as much information as he can before he just goes out and says something when it comes to football and really just anything. I'm not going to be on that train when it comes to Miles Brennan being the starter. Look, we've talked about this quarterback position for a couple of days now this week. I don't think that Miles Brennan deserves nor has the right to just waltz in to this football team and have the spot. I don't know what – I get that Miles Brennan, and I love Miles Brennan. I like Miles Brennan. I think that he's extremely talented. But to say that two true freshmen had starts last year and has more wins than Miles Brennan says a lot to me. Says a lot. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you throw for 40 yards or 682 yards in a game. If you win, that's what – if you look good doing it and you win football games, at the end of the day, that's what matters. The thing that makes Joe Burrow's legacy so big, did he throw for 60 touchdowns? Yes. Did he rush for 5 more? Absolutely. But the thing with Joe Burrow is he did everything when it comes to winning. He was a winner. All the talent in the world doesn't mean a Rudy Poo if you don't win. There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes wasn't the first quarterback off the board when he probably deserved to be so. He wasn't a winner in college. He wasn't a winner. Now, we can say a lot of things about Patrick Mahomes and that teams just completely butchered and missed on him for the first 15 picks, and I get that. But at the college level, the only thing that matters is winning. And we have been shown in his first 3 starts as a quarterback, he's 1-2. Now, to say what Mike Detillier was talking about, apparently, per Mark, I wasn't able to listen to it today. I just don't think that he deserves to just waltz in. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Well, Blake, he's been here for 4 years. Well, he's been injured every year. And we've continued to beat that over the head. I think that you have to give every quarterback outside of Garrett Nussmeier, and I do say that with all due respect to Garrett Nussmeier, who is a true freshman coming in, I think that you have to give TJ Finley, you have to give Max Johnson and Miles Brennan as much as you can, the reps. And I went on the spill about him being 228 pounds. Get out of here with that with me. I'm not going to listen to it. Ryan Thibodeau says Ruffino mashups. Ha ha. Yeah. Barrett says the intro is fire. Dude, it's so fire. It's so fire. Wade McBride says your part is killing the hairline. Is it? I mean, he does a hard part really kill the hairline? I mean, It doesn't kill it over. See, I'm backwards. See, I'm thinny. The part doesn't have anything to do with but I've always had thin hair. Mark says trade Wentz to Colts. Yeah, that was a big thing today. And honestly, for me, when I saw the trade go down, is Matt Stafford was the Rams gave up more for Matt Stafford than what Carson Wentz got for the Colts. That goes to tell you, and it specifically told me that they didn't want him there. They think Jalen Hurts is the guy. Honestly, they gave up a ranch packet, a thing of ketchup, and some tuna fish sandwiches for Carson Wentz. I get the conditionary pick and all that, but anyway. Let's see. Carl the Cat Dunn says, looking fly tonight. I appreciate that. Yeah, on the Saturday morning shows, I won't be wearing a hat either. It's too early in the morning to be wearing a hat. By the way, we go live on YouTube on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock, so don't forget to go subscribe. Phil Tittle says, handsome is quite a stretch. I can agree with you there. I'm not saying I'm handsome. I know I'm not handsome. I know it doesn't really matter what I think. If I think I'm handsome, women think I'm sexy. My dad says, good looking like your daddy. Yeah, okay. Carl Dunn says, miss basketball tonight. Yeah, look, I'm missing LSU sports in general, right? Like LSU sports in general, this is driving me insane. This is driving me absolutely insane. Not having any LSU sports. This feels like when we were going during the coronavirus in March. Having no LSU at sporting events is driving me nuts. And it drives the show nuts. I mean, look, how many people we got on Facebook Live? I mean, we got 51. So it'll pick up as sports continue to go on. And we got a big weekend in baseball. Justin says, I enjoy the show all the way from Manatee, Mississippi. I like that, Justin. I like it. Ryan Thibodeau says, just bought some cheap Android TV boxes on eBay. Okay, well, our good sponsors over at eBay who sponsor our podcast, our first corporate sponsor. What y'all think about that? Our first corporate sponsor. We're getting big time. eBay. eBay being the first corporate sponsor. Ryan says, has the rain finally ended? Finally ended. That's why I was a little delusional in the beginning of the show, and I felt like I know I was screaming last night. I went back and watched it because I was breaking down some things last night. I'm like, man, I'm screaming. But, man, I have two windows right here in my office, and then everything's set up right here. Got the desktop and everything, printer. So, I mean, look, it was loud in here. Nick says, ask Blake, what player do you think is going to have the biggest impact on defense this year? That's a fantastic question. I wish I could go with the cop-out and say either Eli Ricks or Derek Stingley Jr. I think you do have to have a good linebacker to dominate on your defense. Look, Devin White, you have every team that you've had win national championships. Look, everybody can say what they want about Alabama's defense last year. They had I'm not even going to say average, but above average linebacker play, which was really good. You had Patrick Queen, Jacob Phillips, Micah Baskerville this year. I think that one of those linebackers have to step up. You got Mike Jones, that's coming in. One of those linebackers has to step up. And if they do, I think that this defense will be much more improved. We talked about the safeties last night. I think that Todd Harris has to get a lot better at tackling in space. I think that Todd Harris has to get a lot better at angles and in coverage. And that's for a lot of the guys in the defensive back room. I mean, Todd was at one point in time, Todd Harris had more missed tackles than anybody on the team through a 3-week period. Ryan Thibodeau says, ask Blake, hey, you guys, South from the Goonies is my all-time favorite line. Look, probably one of my favorite movies of all times is The Replacements. Shane Falco, Chicks Dig Scars, and Glory Lasts Forever. I love that line. Ryan Thibodeau says the quarterback position should be an open competition. I agree with you there. This whole narrative, and this is why I beat it on Monday. So everybody that's listening to the podcast, everybody that's watching this right now, and you are probably asking yourself, and I know some of you did because you hit me up about it, and you were saying, why is Blake going so hard after this whole Miles Brennan thing on Monday? Because a lot hasn't come out. But I anticipated, and now you're starting to hear it over and over and over again about this thing with Miles Brennan. And look, I hope, and there's not really anything for me to be dead wrong about with Miles Brennan. Like, I'm not saying that he's not athletic. I'm not saying that he doesn't have a good arm. I'm just skeptical. And I think that rightfully so, I'm skeptical. But Monday, I just continued to hear a lot of things about Blake, get ready. They're pushing out Miles Brennan. They're pushing out Miles Brennan. And I don't know why. Well, Blake, he looked good against Vanderbilt. Well, Blake, he looked good against Missouri. Well, Blake, he looked good against Mississippi State. Well, Max Johnson looked good against Florida. Max Johnson looked good against Ole Miss. TJ Finley looked really good against Arkansas. TJ Finley's first half against Alabama was really good. If they could have gotten the first down on that 4th and 1 when you have a 6'7" quarterback and you don't do a quarterback sneak. I mean, just throwing that out there. Phil Tittle says Jacob Hester says Brennan's looking bigger and that he had to have been working out during his rehab. Look, I'm not, and I've told you this, guys, Monday when people have said this. I'm not calling anybody a liar, but how many times? So then who's lying? Here's what I mean by that. Coach O 2 weeks ago said that Miles Brennan was steady. He was doing a little bit of stuff. He was throwing just a little bit, didn't throw a lot, but then, he's going to start working out. That was an exact quote from Ed Orgeron. He's going to start working out. Now, I'm not saying anything negative about Ed Orgeron, and I'm not saying anything negative about Jacob Hester. But this whole weight thing, him looking bigger, I don't care what he looks like at the kick and ball. Kyler Murray, and I'm not comparing Miles Brennan to Kyler Murray, so stay with me here. Kyler Murray was less than 200 pounds and won a Heisman. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how much he weighs. Doesn't mean two Rudy Poos to me. If he can go out there and get first downs, touchdowns, and win football games, I don't care if he's 7'9" and 386 pounds, or if the kid's 5'7", 102 pounds. I don't care. And I don't think that we should either. We talk more about a quarterback's weight than we talk about product on the field, and that's what drives me insane. At what point do we take a step back and ask ourselves the question? We're talking about weight and what the guy looks like. Go look at what Joe Burrow weighed in at the combine. 6'4", 219 and a half pounds. 219. That man would run through a brick wall if it meant winning a football game. We have to start talking about product on the field. We have to start talking about what happens in the games. And if you can't play, then we have to take that into account. Devin Stives says, Colonel Baseball and Football Game Day. Baby, swords up. Well, I'm a Southeastern alum, Devin. I love you. You're a fantastic guy. But I hope that every player – never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something negative. I'm not going to say that. I love you. I hate the Colonels. You have a mascot whose name is a Colonel, and the R's not even in there. You don't even know how to spell Colonel. I love you, Devin. You know the rivalry runs deep. By the way, my alma mater, Southeastern, had some big news today. They'll be hosting the Southland Conference Tournament for the first time since 2004. I think that came out maybe around 5 o'clock or so is when that news broke. Look, it's big for Hammond. It's big when teams come in here and you have that kind of thing. I'm glad that they're able to do it. I know a lot of people that own restaurants. You know, we had Joe Wong, who was a sponsor here, and a lot of people. So I'm glad to see that. Jamar says, I'm saying it today. Ricks and Stingley will be the best quarterback tandem in 2021. It's hard to debate that. Hard to debate against that. Jamar. Had to look down at your name. But yeah. Tim Graves says, checking in. What's up, Tim? What's up, my man? Let's see. Ryan Thibodeau says, ask Blake, did you see Top Billing's film study breakdown on Max Johnson? Yeah, I actually asked him and sent him an email today to come on the show. I wanted him to talk about it. I thought it was fantastic. You know what's funny about that? When we talked about the Florida game on last night's show, remember when we talked about that with Dare Rosenthal, and he brought some of that up? I really liked it. And his video was posted while we were live, so it's not like I could see it beforehand. I thought it was really good, and I asked Murphy Baldwin, who runs that's his show. I asked him to come on. We'll see if we can bring him on. By the way, everybody that's on this list that y'all gave me Monday, I've reached out to him. Alex Bregman, I didn't reach out to Ryan Chimp. Kramer Robertson, Alex Bregman. Let's see. I didn't reach out to Shaq. Aaron Nola. Tried to get in touch with Joe Burrow. They wouldn't let me. So there's a couple of people that we're trying to bring on the show. We got to work some dates out. Danny Krantz says, hey, Blake, if Coach O is thinking about starting Brennan, he may want to ask Jeremy Pruitt how that worked out. It's going to be a very hot seat for Ed Orgeron if a very, very, very hot seat for Ed Orgeron if they do what they did last season. Very hot. Like boiling water crawfish hot. So we'll see. TigerBait.com, Mike Scarborough says $50 says the Smalls kid picks his nose. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get to a couple more of these comments. My name is Rahid from Jordan, United States citizen. I love you, man. Good man. Okay. Thanks. Brian says, order of wide receivers after Booty on depth. In my opinion, I have to write stuff down. Booty, I would say that the next guy is Dre Jenkins. Third, I would think would be guys that were battling for third, and possibly a spot would be Trey Palmer, Coy Moore. I want to throw in Jontre Kirkland because he's a senior, but I just don't see it, y'all. I just don't see it. Justin says, do you see a couple of players on defense that will be the voice of this team? Derek Stingley Jr. needs to be that guy. I do think that there are some guys that can be the voice. You have guys like Andre Anthony. You have guys like Neil Farrell who are chirpers on the defensive line. You need somebody on the back end that can chirp. You know, a guy that I grew up with and played for LSU was a former number 18, Brandon Taylor. He would chirp out there, not to the opposing team. I'm sure you do that too. But he would line guys up. He was the quarterback of that DB room in that DB class in 2011. He would let Tyron know where he was going. He let Eric Reed, Mo Claiborne. He was a chirper out there. And you need a guy that's on the back end that could see everything across the field. You need that guy like a Todd Harris or Jordan Tolles. Mo Hampton, if he starts, Sage Ryan, somebody that could be a chirper who can tell guys what they see and what they need to do. That's where your quarterback needs to come from. And I like it when your quarterback of the defense is the safety at times, especially in the spread attack and the spread offense. You need chirpers. Ryan Thibodeau says, Rain, Louisiana in the house. I like it. Richard on Facebook Live says, watching from New Iberia. I like that too. Hughie, says Stephen Miller. All right, continue to fire off your questions to hashtag Ask Blake. We will get all of your questions in here. I'm trying to find the Ask Blake. There it is. We'll get all your questions in here. So fire them off. Bundy says that's because he knows the Brady offense. The other guys are still learning it. Give it time. Max will catch up. You're talking about what Bundy's saying here is that Miles Brennan knows the Joe Brady offense and that he has a leg up. I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, that means nothing if you can't go out on the field. If Miles Brennan is incapable of being on the football field, guys, again, I'm going to say this until the first snap of the game. And I can't say it enough that I'm not trying to poo-poo or say anything negative about Miles Brennan. What I am trying to get across to every LSU fan is that there needs to be some concern of his health. You know, in the beginning, we were told that, it wasn't that bad. Then we were told that, he's not going to be playing for the rest of the season. Then we were told that he might not ever play again. Now he's back in there. Now, if they were giving out false information because they didn't want anybody to know what was going on, then fine. But we have to be realistic of what's happened since 2017 with Miles Brennan. And it's not – you had two true freshman quarterbacks that ran out there and got you wins when arguably, the first 3 games in the beginning of the season were the easiest on the schedule. The first 3 games that LSU played last season were the easiest on their schedule. It's not debatable. It's literally not debatable. Look what Mississippi State did. They benched their quarterback at the end, and I get that Costello, and that's on the defense, but Miles Brennan didn't complete a lot of passes on third down, and your third down conversion rate was not good. Can he come in? Do I think that he has the talent? Absolutely. Do I think that he can make every throw? Absolutely. Do I think that he has the experience and the knowledge? Absolutely. But the worry that that will continue with me with Miles Brennan is when he takes that big hit, does he come up? And can he get up? Because if he can't, then you have 2 quarterbacks and one will likely transfer. I mean, I'm just playing the odds. You have either Max Johnson or TJ Finley, who probably and more than likely in today's society will transfer. And then you'll have a guy that will just be sitting back there that could and should have been your starter. Stephen Miller says, tell Phil to go back since Brennan has been on campus and add up all the weight gain that there has been released by LSU, and then tell me what amount you get then. Brennan would be 265 pounds today. I agree with that. If you rounded up all the weight. Travis says line up. Yep. I love it that they're going to be hosting. I'm going to actually go if I can, if they'll allow me. I'm going to go catch some games. Then, because I'm a rock's throw away from Alumni Field. Nick on YouTube says, ask Blake, have you heard any info about possible hidden gems in this freshman class or anyone else? I was told that they like Derek Davis Jr. a lot. The safety out of Pennsylvania could be a Derek. He doesn't play corner, so I'm just talking about true freshmen that come in. He could be another Grant Delpit type scenario. Deion Smith, Mason Smith, all guys. But I know that those are guys that were highly recruited. Look, Jack Besh is going to be tough to keep off the field. Jack Besh is an absolute monster. He's a freak of nature. Ryan on Facebook Live says, DS down the Bayou talent. DS down the Bayou talent. Stephen Miller says, Gary, we gonna be in a great shape in the tight end room. Did I miss a tight end question? I sure did. See, when y'all don't put those hashtag Ask Blakes, it's difficult for me to see them. Gary says, what's up with the tight ends? So then let's go down to Stephen Miller's comment. Stephen Miller says, Gary Miller, we're going to be great shape in the tight end room, have players that actually want to block, Taylor, Stores, and Jack Besh. You got to have a guy that at tight end that will block. Thaddeus Smalls was an absolute freak at blocking. I think when I go back and watch that Alabama game from 2019 and you look at what Thaddeus Moss was doing run blocking wise at his size, he was nasty, absolutely filthy when it came to run blocking. Filthy. Most underrated thing of his game. Filthy. You have to have a tight end that doesn't worry about, is this linebacker going to hit me? Is it going to hurt? Is my body going to hurt after the fact? Oh, my goodness, my body hurts. I need an ice pack and some Skittles. And no, that's not targeted at Eric Gilbert. I should have made that aware. I'm just talking about, now it's going to think that people are thinking I was targeting that for Eric Gilbert. I really wasn't. I'm just talking about, and just in general. Travis says, I'm glad we're hosting it, but I really enjoyed going to Sugarland for the tournament. Yeah, I don't. Sugarland was okay for me when I played. It was all right. Derek says, is that a new dude? No, this is always my new dude. You just don't see it with the hat. This is always my dude. This is my business attire. When we go in and getting all these sponsors, I can't roll up there with a hat. I got to be like, hey, what's up on the ones and twos? Daddy, look, we making it happen over here. Daddy making it happen. Holden Lee says, watched Jack Besh play basketball the other day. Dude was guarding a 6'7" center and dominated his butt on the boards and boxing out. Yeah, he's tenacious, man. He honestly reminds me of a faster Thaddeus Moss. I'm being serious. I know a lot of people say let the kid play receiver. I don't give a damn where you honestly play him. He is nasty and tenacious, and it doesn't give a shit. Jack Besh has that mindset that if you come in his area, he's going to knock you out. That is the kind of players that you have to have on this roster. And, I'm going to go back up here to Nick's comment talking about guys that LSU think is really good. Matthew Langlois, the other safety. Dude's got some wheels, some absolute wheels. Stefan on Facebook Live says, we need a gamer behind center. When things don't go quite according to plan, he needs to be able to ad-lib and stick his nose into some chest. I just can't see Brennan being that guy. Yeah, look, I just remember watching the Arkansas game from yesterday when I'm doing my breakdown and continuously watching the games. I remember a play where TJ Finley scrambled out right, and LSU needed a yard for a first down, and he put his head down, and he just it was along the right sideline, and he just literally ran a kid over. I mean, just ran a dude over. We all know what Max Johnson did against Florida and what he did against Ole Miss. I'm not saying Brennan doesn't have the capability, but he's not the fleetest of foot. He's not the fleetest of foot. And it's going to feel like Blake Ruffino is bashing on Miles Brennan. Again, I can't repeat that enough. I am not bashing on Miles Brennan. But if you want a gamer, that's Max Johnson. He's not going to light you up in practice. He's not going to light it up, throwing on 7-on-7. He will light you up in the game. You know who he is, Tim Tebow. I'm not calling him Tim Tebow from an athletic standpoint, but I can only imagine what Tim Tebow looked like in practice, because the way that dude threw the football, now that he's retired from baseball, the way that dude probably threw the football in practice had to look horrendous. Had to. Derek on Facebook Live says, ever interview Ryan Terrio? He would be a good interview. Yeah, we can always ask. David says, Peyton Todd will flip the field when he punts. Great leg. The nation's top punter from West Monroe, great athlete. Yeah, and he's gonna be going up one-on-one with with Avery Atkins. And look, Avery Atkins is a guy that walked on from Auburn. Nobody really believed in, and he's done some great things. He's going to have to go up against him. All right, let's get to we got to get to one of our sponsors. We're going to continue to answer your questions and talk to you, going down every single one. This is the People Show for the last one of the week, and then we'll be back on Saturday on YouTube. But guys, you got to go see my good friend, Mr. John Patton, over at Area Home Lending. Guys, if you're thinking about buying a new home, saving money or the mortgage that you have now, or even doing that cash out refi, the timing has never been better. Get in touch with John Patton from Area Home Lending today, and if you mention this show, he will send his team out for a free appraisal. 225-663-2500. That's 225-663-2500. And tell him your good friend, Mr. Blake Ruffino, sent you by. And also, you can email him at john@areahomelending.com. That's john@areahomelending.com. And our good friend, Mr. Richie Roche, over at Roche's Lawn and Landscape. Give him a call today at 225-937-7220. That's 225-937-7220. If you had some inconveniences, you have some limbs down in the yard because of all the ice and the snow, give Richie Roche a call today at 225-937-7220, and he will send his team out. If you want the best looking yard in your neighborhood, he damn sure is going to give it to you. 225-937-7220. Tell him your friend sent you on by. Okay, we got some comments in here. Let's keep firing it off. So let me put this in here. Hashtag Ask Blake. So people that are just joining us will get it. Guys, I really need all of you. We need all of you to go subscribe on YouTube. I really need y'all's help. I really, really do. I don't ask for a lot. We come in here, we give people money. We do the $100 gift card giveaways. We do the charity events. I really, 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 really need you guys to go over and to subscribe to YouTube. We're only, I think, 325 or some odd away from getting 1,000 and getting monetized. I'd really appreciate it if everybody went over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Let's see. Josh McNeese says, ask Blake, will Booty be as good as Marshall Jefferson? He certainly put on a show. He certainly put on a show before then. Last 2 games he put on a show. I think that he has the ability to do so. Look, Justin Jefferson is a guy that should have, and some believe should have, won the Rookie of the Year last season. That's high praise. And another guy, because we haven't seen him in a while, is Jamar Chase. Everybody's forgetting about Jamar Chase. I do think that he has that ability. I mean, what Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson did, though, however, is next level. Now, they had a Heisman Trophy winning #1 overall pick to the Bengals, and Joe Burrow. Does Kayshon Boutte have that guy? And now Kayshon Boutte is not a guy that's going to just sneak up and surprise people anymore. He's going to get the double teams. He's going to get the safeties to roll over to his side of the field. So it's going to be difficult for him. He's going to have to put in a lot of work this offseason. David, Stephen Miller saying about the West Monroe punter, Peyton Todd. Ryan Thibodeau says, you can know everything, but if you're not physically able to do it, then someone has to go out there and do it. And that's my point with Miles Brennan. Ryan, that's really well put. Really, really, really well put. Do I want Miles Brennan to go out next season and throw for 4,500 yards and 45 touchdowns? No, I'm being sarcastic for everybody on the podcast that's listening to us tomorrow morning. No, I don't want Miles Brennan to, sarcastically again, no, I don't want Miles Brennan to throw for 4,500 yards and 45 touchdowns. Get out of here. I want the kid to have success. He's put in his time. He's put in his due. Again. Eric says, ask Blake, do you think that Jones will allow Durante Jones, the defensive coordinator for LSU, do you think that Durante Jones will allow DBs to follow the best wide receiver around instead of playing traditional one side of the field like Bo did? Eric, that's an interesting question. See, Derek Stingley nor Christian Fulton did that this season before in 2019. So that's not really a Bo Pelini thing. That can be a Coy Raymond thing too. So I'm not going to put all of that on Bo Pelini because you remember when Derek Stingley got beat against Alabama this past season, Devontae Smith was technically in the slot. He wasn't out wide. So Derek Stingley Jr. was on him in the slot, and they switched him over. So there were times that Derek Stingley went to the slot, but that's not where he wants to play. He's never played there. His dad has talked about on with Jordy Culotta sometimes that he doesn't like playing in the slot. So there you go. Jeff in the Borough, we're not taking your phone call, brother. If you're not talking LSU, you're not talking Saints, you're not talking Pelicans, or you're not talking national sports, if you want to come on the show and you want to talk Kentucky, we're not doing it. Nick says, ask Blake, why do you think Thad never got drafted? Injuries? I mean, I know that the last year at LSU, he didn't have any injuries, but every year before then he did. He went to the combine with a broken foot, had to have surgery on a broken foot, injuries. And then he goes into, he just can't stay healthy. I mean, we all remember with Thaddeus Moss. I mean, we were like, well, what's going on with this kid? He's always injured. He's always hurt. A lot like Miles Brennan. A lot of hype. We wanted to see him play, and we got to see him, but at the end, it wasn't that good. Joseph on Facebook Live says, what's up, my boy Rufino? What's happening, guys? What's happening, Joseph? Ryan Thibodeau says a tight end #1 priority is blocking. In today's game, I'm not going to say that. I think it depends on what tight end you have. For an example, George Kittle's #1 priority isn't blocking. I mean, he was Travis Kelce is another example from Kansas City. His number one priority isn't blocking, but you have to have that ability to do that. You have to have the ability to do that. Derek says, ask Blake, have you been keeping up with Southeastern all-decade teams? Some, not a lot. Listen, I used to talk Southeastern a good bit, and I have a love-hate relationship with Southeastern. They don't like me that much because I'll tell them the truth, and they're like, no media around Hammond tells them the truth, and so when someone tells them something really bad, they get really upset. Like they want to. I'm gonna leave it there. Yes or no? As a fan, yes, but to come on here and comment, I'm not gonna do it. We're not gonna do a segment of breaking down Southeastern baseball or football all-decade teams. We're not doing it. Barrett Granger says, ask Blake, heard some rumblings. Oh, okay, here we go. That the Jets want a mid to late round pick. We talked about this last night a little, I think, didn't we? No, we didn't. Rounder or mid-late rounder for Sam Darnold. Do you think Peyton could bring his talent out? Not a Winston fan is why I think about it. I think Sam Darnold fumbles the football a lot. I think he was on a shitty team with the New York Jets, a very shitty team. Statistically, had the absolute worst offensive line the last 2 seasons in the NFL. Literally and statistically, the absolute worst. If they're asking for a 5th-round pick, you pull that trigger. They're asking for a 4th-round pick. I think you pull that trigger. The kid's talented now. The kid's talented. I'd pull that trigger in a heartbeat. What do you have to lose? I mean, hey, trade them this pen and a box of Skittles. I don't think anything wrong with that. Hunter Daigle says, ask Blake, Walker Howard will be awesome in this offense. I think he will too. I think he's going to be I don't know if he'll be better than Arch Manning. You got some rumblings out there about what that kid might do. You got Eli Holstein. You have a lot of other quarterbacks. I don't know if he'll be the best, but he's certainly looking that way right now. Todd Boudreaux on Facebook Live says, ask Blake, to have a great RPO offense, the quarterback has to be a threat to run. Yeah, you got to be a little mobile. I think that every quarterback in today's society has to be mobile. I mean, you have to be able to get out of the pocket. You have to be able to get out of the pocket. You can't just sit there and do nothing. Eric says, ask Blake, did you ever get Jalen on your show? I miss DA couple shows. Jalen, oh yeah, Jalen Collins. Yep, we sure did. Jalen came on. Fantastic interview. Thought Jalen did well. Listened to his podcast today. It was also fantastic. Listened to about 5 to 10 minutes. Matt Daigle says, ask Blake, do you think this time off for LSU basketball team will hurt them? No, I actually don't. I think it's going to help them. I actually think it's going to help them because the last time this happened, it helped them a lot, and they had their best win of the season against number 16 Tennessee. I think it'll do nothing but help them. So that's my opinion. Derek says, is there another state with as many good collegiate baseball programs in Louisiana? Would a pro team do well here? I think a pro team would do well here, and no, I don't think so. Jimmy says, ask Blake, is Ben Davis considering LSU with its last year of eligibility? Jimmy, he might, but I don't know if LSU is going to want to go do that. I don't think that Ben Davis is really a guy that they're targeting, meaning LSU-wise. I'm not saying Bennett. I know that there's going to be some interest, but I don't know if they'll go there. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how I would feel about Ben Davis coming in. I think that he does have some talent, but I think that there's a reason why he didn't start at Alabama, and he let freshmen start above him. So you have to ask yourself that question. Jada LSU says Breeze is coming back anyways. There'll be no need for Sam Darnold. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. And I could be proven wrong there. I just don't think he's coming back. And nor do I think that he should come back. Blah 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 blah. Jada also says, I think seeing Brady got him juiced up for one more year. Again, it doesn't matter if he's juiced up. If he can't stay on the field, then what does it matter? I mean, in 32 games, in 32 games, Drew Brees is missed 11? So in the last two seasons, Drew Brees in the regular season, 32 or 16, yeah. He's missed 11 of them. So again, at some point, is it hurting you or is it helping you? I think, and Drew's done, in my opinion. Derek says, ask Blake, would you do the same for Drew Lock as you would for Sam Darnold? No. Well, maybe. I like Drew Lock. Maybe. I kind of like Drew Lock. I think he's got some swag to him. Shantavius on Facebook says, so what do you think about Josh White starting at linebacker next year? He's a stud. Needs experience. We need to see him on the field. Needs experience. We need to see him on the field. Jimmy says, is Cardell Thomas going to be ready to go this year? I hope so, and he better hope so. Not calling a shot, not calling out Cardell Thomas, but he needs to get ready to go. The kid's a third-year freshman. He's got to be ready. No question about that. All right, one more comment, and we'll get out of here. And guys, go subscribe to YouTube. Do a brother a favor. Do your man a solid. Go subscribe to YouTube. Bear Grange says, ask Blake, I'd 100% take Drew Lock too. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'd take, again, it depends on what they want. If they want a second or third round pick, then no. If they want a fifth or sixth round pick, hell yeah. All right, guys, my name is Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. Go to YouTube and subscribe. We will see you Saturday morning for the opening day of LSU baseball. Let's roll. We'll see you guys then. Have a good night.